Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Core Energy Experience. Tonight, we have a very special guest. He is filled with a lot of creativity, a lot of understanding of what music can do for people and what people can do for music. He's traveled immensely and worked with some of the top musicians in the world. Very, very proud and honored to have our friend here today, Mr. Michael Ghegan.
Hey, how are you, pal?
How are you, my friend?
Very well, thank you. Glad to be home and glad to be here.
Yeah, let's talk about being home a little bit. Just to unwind it for the audience a little bit, where did home originally start for you?
Home was, let's see, born in the city, Manhattan. Parents didn't want to live in the city with two little kids and just kind of made it out to the burbs, to East Orange. And they both grew up in Irvington. So we made it to East Orange when I was little, and then landed in Maplewood, New Jersey, when I was really little, preschool, and just an idyllic place to grow up. Yeah. You know, just a great little American city.
It is up there. It's all little tight communities.
Yeah,
the Oranges, and they all branch out. I was born in Montclair, so
fantastic.
I do know it a bit. Yeah. You
know the area.
I do. And then migration to here.
Migration to here, there were a lot of stops, a lot of layovers. I left New Jersey, got an offer from a band in Richmond, Virginia that was coming out of the Dave Matthews Camp.
Oh, wow.
In 1996.
So let me hold you up for a minute there. I sort of preempted. Can you give us a little insight of what got you so enthralled and excited to become the accomplished musician that you are, and then bring it forward, if you will? There's got to be some triggers there. Remember, we're multidimensional, so we're not asking for the silver bullet.
Yeah,
my friend.
No, if you're a quick synopsis of the ride. I went to Rutgers, and I was playing baseball and soccer.
Cool.
So out of Columbia High School, which was, you're normal kid, sports were everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was everything. I played saxophone in the band and the jazz band because, my parents were pretty much like, well, you're not the best student, so you should probably keep playing music in the band and help out some senior citizens.
Where did that start? Where did sax come from?
My dad, when I was 7, when you went into 4th grade, he said, your school has a music program, so choose an instrument. And obviously I said, just like any kid my age, I was like, yeah, drums. And he said, yep, no.
Yeah, really?
He said, you're playing saxophone. And I was like, oh, man, are you upset with me? Are you mad at me? You're going to make me carry that thing to school? But it was.
He was tuned into a sax prior?
No, there was no music in my family.
No rhyme, no reason.
No rhyme, no reason. For whatever reason, he said it, but I think it chose me. I really think it chose me. And
in what way do you think?
I picked up on it quickly. But you're still limited by your surroundings and what you're exposed to. But I really got a kick out. I kind of approached it in a bit of a competitive, athletic way. Like, let's see how fast we can make this thing go.
Sure.
Let's see what it can do. And my teacher noticed, and he told my parents, and had a little bit of a proclivity for it. So,
nice.
But there was nothing to do with it. There was no band to be in outside of school. It was just a thing you did for school. But I definitely, looking back on it now, I knew I loved it. But until college, there was no outlet for it otherwise. And then I got into Mason Gross at Rutgers. Still not sure how that happened, and I ended up playing baseball there.
Position?
Pitched. I was a knuckleball pitcher out of high school.
A knuckleballer.
So that's why I got looked at.
That's how talented you are. How the hell did you find that?
That's what I got looked at.
A knuckle.
It was my dad. We started playing a game when we were, when I was like 10 or 11. We played a little game called No Spin, and see who could get less spin on the ball. And by the time I was 16, it was 80% of my pitches in high school. And then what happens is a little story like that gets around to each team, and now the batters it's in their head.
Oh, you bet.
So if you have a 3 or 4 pitch quiver, you're dangerous.
That's like unheard of at that stage, of that age level.
Yeah, it was something I was into early.
I mean, did anyone else in the state have a knuckle?
No, that's why I got looked at by D1 schools. So it was interesting. It was just fun to me. It's just it was a great game.
Mm-hmm.
But got into music school, and so long story short about the path of music, I got kicked out my first semester for being artistically inept. I had a saxophone teacher, and this is a funny story.
Gotta be.
Well, no, it's the everything story. I had a saxophone teacher who is a very, very famous saxophone player, multiple Grammy winning. He's a genius. He's a genius player. He's a genius arranger, writer. He's a storied, legendary musician. But the fact was, I was 17 years old. I was in college. I only had high school band. I had no pedagogy. I did not know any theory. I was way behind the other music students in a conservatory, musically.
You were reading, I would imagine?
I was reading. I read very well,
yeah.
But I did not have any other training, really. It was just reading.
Well, because a lot of your business is phonics.
Yeah. Listen, learn. But everybody else
kind of like life, huh?
Yeah. Everybody else had years of theory training. And you also have a very international school of players who've been locking themselves in a room for years practicing.
Sure.
So I basically got my rear end handed to me. And the teacher was very frustrated with me, this saxophonist. First of all, he didn't like that I played sport.
Of course not.
Because my school schedule was catered to having my whole afternoon free. So I had class every day from 8 to 12, and then I had sports from 12 to 6. And then back to the practice rooms from 6 to 12. It was insane.
Busy.
And so this guy was very frustrated with me, not as a person, but as a student, because he was coming in from the city at 6 o'clock in the morning on Fridays, and I wasn't up to the snuff of other people. So basically, he pulled me aside and he goes, "Listen, man, you're not going to be a musician. You don't have any musical talent.
Ouch.
I want to save you the pain of going through something that you're not going to do well at, and you should think about finding something you really like to do that you're good at."
Oh, man.
Right?
What did that say to you? For goodness sakes, I mean.
Well, what happened was, karma always steps in at some point. Because I had done nothing wrong. And there was another saxophone teacher that had gotten there that year. And he just thought I was funny. He got a kick. He just, for whatever reason, got a kick out of me. And he's like, "Give me one semester with this kid. And if I can't turn him around, then, he'll lose his spot and life will move on." Needless to say, one semester later, things were going fine. 2.5 years later, I was with Elton John.
Whoa. Huh?
Yeah. And
how?
But this is the best part. Because one good educator can change your whole life.
Love it.
Because it was never a question of me not putting in the work. It was the fact that this teacher had written me off before he ever gave me a chance.
Right.
Now, here's the God's comedy. The best part is that this guy has now opened up for me twice. The sax teacher that kicked me out. He's opened for me twice. And I see him randomly all over the world from time to time. And every time I see him, he just turns white and I laugh.
Really?
I just laugh.
Can he eyeball you?
The first time he met me, I set him up. I was on tour with an artist named Keiko Matsui, who's she's the queen of contemporary jazz.
Yes.
And I was her saxophone soloist, and
wow,
for about 8 or 9 years when I was in Los Angeles.
Wow.
And this guy and his band, it's a very, very famous band, opened up for us one night, and I told Keiko and her husband and the whole band the story about this guy, what he did, and they're just like, "This story's not possible."
Yeah, it doesn't seem possible.
And
holy cow!
And so what I did was, I knew, because of his ego, I knew that after our sound check, because the opening band goes sound check second, I knew that if I sat backstage, like behind a curtain, and just noodled around a little and let out a little trail of breadcrumbs, that this guy, he was going to follow the break, because he had to introduce himself to whoever the sax player was. He had to know who it was. It's just an ego thing. And And he comes back, and I'm just sitting there. I'm noodling. I'm just like throwing out the line, pulling in the hook. And he's just like, he goes, yeah, man, you sound great. He goes, I'm Bob. And I'm just like, yeah, man, I know. You were my first teacher in college. And he just goes, just quizzical. And he's like, and I swear, he turned ghost white. He goes,
too much.
He goes, you're the athlete.
Called you the athlete.
He goes, you're the sports guy. and I'm like, yeah, Michael. And he goes,
priceless.
He goes, wow, man, yeah. He goes, you did it. He goes, you stuck with it. You did it. And I'm like, yeah, man, thanks. And he goes, must have been something I said.
Oh, of course. Oh, Lord, huh?
I roll my eyes
You got
and
that
I
ego going
and
in
I
there.
go, yeah, man, it was. You told me I would never be a musician.
Good for you.
That's exactly what you said. I said, have a good opening set, brother.
It's all about the action, right, my friend?
Yeah.
Words can go on and on.
So that was kind of my introduction to the music world. I realized that I was always going to be a little behind the speed of the pitcher. My swing was always a little late in terms of catching up to everyone, but I knew I could make it up.
Was that a processing
in
thing
hard
with you?
work.
Was that like
no,
you made
it
pause,
wasn't.
or-
It was. I got myself into a really deep pool of water, and I wasn't a great swimmer.
Right.
You know, I was just late to the game, and I had to catch up on all the information.
Michael, you jump. Wow, you really got me going now. You jumped 2 years into Elton John's world.
I spent.
Holy shit! How does that happen?
I spent every waking hour. You just talk about putting in your hours. I spent every waking hour just soaking it up. Everything. Really? I dated a girl sophomore, junior year who's one of my best friends. And she said to me, she made a funny comment one day a couple of years ago. She's like, you spent a whole year walking around campus with headphones on and you didn't talk to anybody. She goes, you walked around with Miles Davis's autobiography with your saxophone on your back and headphones on and a Walkman. Dates me.
Miles Davis of all people.
But
Why?
because he just had such a story.
Yeah.
It wasn't about the trumpet. It was about his, I was engrossed in his music, and because he used the best saxophone players. Mm-hmm. It was a thing.
That group of origin, they seem to really bring it forward from the soul, from deep within, which perhaps the music world hadn't really experienced fully yet.
Yeah, but it was a really perfect blend of these guys were mathematicians.
Really?
They were mathematicians coming out of Charlie Parker era, the 40s, 50s, 60s.
Sure.
Where these were, they weren't just playing by ear. These were all like Dizzy and Miles and Coltrane and Cannonball, Adderley and Charlie Parker. Oof, these were thoroughly genius studied musicians. They knew every possible amalgamation of every chord, every scale, they were masters.
Was that through collaboration with one another, or their independent ability and
everybody?
co-creating?
Everybody spent their time in the shed working their own things out, and then coming. Remember, life moved a lot slower then.
Right.
You had hours to work.
Yes.
None of these people had a lot of money, but they had time, and they were doing enough to get by. Mm-hmm. And for most artists, whether you're a painter, a sculptor, a writer, whatever, getting by is what you do to create your best stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So a bit of a motivator, yeah?
I think the leanest times are when you're most focused.
Right. You're very good at it, obviously.
I mean,
so can you top off that story with Elton John and getting
So
there?
the way that happened was I realized that what music students do when they go to a school is they live in the safety and the comfort and the womb of that practice room.
Right.
And this is why I'm going to start actually going to more universities and doing more like little master classes, which I do, but I'm going to start doing it more because I want to dispel a lot of the things with my experience. That it's about going out and being around other artists and getting on stage and shaking hands and giving people a hug and getting a stick thrown at you and getting told you got to go home and work on this, this, and this before you come back. It's the way the world is supposed to work. You're supposed to have a little bit of guidance and then go do your homework. Yeah. But the way I did it was I went out to every single jam session. I jumped up on every stage that I could, whether I was welcome or not. I knew I was taking a chance. The majority of the time it worked out. I was never rude. I was always humble and I was always grateful, but I always stuck my foot in the door before it closed and eked my way in and acted like I was supposed to be there.
Oh, I love that part.
I would fake it till I made it every single time. But the difference between faking it till you make it is if you have the vocabulary to back it up, then you're giving yourself a chance. You can't wait for other people to give you a chance.
Absolutely. And part of the thing we talk about in the core energy and the dynamics is we trusting our process, right? This is what you were doing and leaning into it, speaking the words of it. But our words are only good until our action.
Exactly.
So, all those have to come together.
You got to throw strikes.
Yeah. And to your point, as you so eloquently put it, we're going to fall. We're going to have to take a step back. And that's a recovery of it, of being resilient, all these core things. Fascinating that you had understood and really started taking your leap such an early on period in your life. And then you land, next to Elton John. What happened from there forward?
The way that happened was I had been going out. I was the best way I could say it, I was hustling. I was meeting everybody. I was trying to play with everyone, whether it made me any money or not, which it usually didn't, because I was in school. I had 2 jobs. I worked as a security guard in one of the buildings, and
This is here in Rutgers.
In New Brunswick, yeah.
And then, so Elton's meeting, that hookup here or LA?
So that hookup was in New York City. My mother, I was playing with this guy who was starting to do well. And older dude in his late 20s.
Right.
And
well, you're a young pup at the time.
I was 20.
Yeah.
And this guy had just put out a record, which was a big deal for anybody back then, especially in my eyes, because I was like, how do you even do that?
Yeah.
And someone saw a picture of me, like on the back, like on a fire escape in New York, and listened to it and listened to playing. And my mother calls my dorm room and goes, I always got to do a voice when I do her.
Good.
She's like, you got to call this guy tomorrow. She doesn't even talk like that. You got to call this guy tomorrow. You have an audition in the city, so you got to be there. Ba, ba, ba. And I, well, who is it? Like, what is it? What's it for? Ba, ba, ba. I'm going to go, I'm going to spend money and go all the way into the city and do this. I don't know, just be there and be early. So I went, I did it. I got in front of a white screen. They had me play a bunch of things.
Solo?
And I was like, can you tell me what this is for? And they're like, nope, we'll call you if you get it. And I'm just like, I guess this is the world of auditioning for things. I don't know.
Was that kind of your first?
No, it wasn't. I had a really, really special thing happen to me like a year and a half, 2 years before when I was 18. I played with Otis Rush, blues legend.
Cool.
I was playing at Jay August's in New Brunswick. There was a Sunday night jam session like the one that I started at Jamie's.
It was big back then.
And I got my first night out. A buddy of mine physically peeled me out of my practice room and said, we have to go play in front of people. We can't sit in this room all year. And I was like, I'm not ready. And he's like,
why do you think you weren't ready?
Because you're terrified. You never really played in front of people
Fear
before.
got in the way.
You
let fear come in.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was never going to think I was ready. I could have sat in there for 10 years. I never would have thought I was ready.
Right.
Until you go out and you get on stage and you're like, this is cool. This isn't scary. I know exactly what to play. And then...
Well, not a lot of people do that. You know that. A lot of people get on stage to this day, no matter how long they've been doing it, actors, actresses, musicians, whatever it might be, and, they're nervous as can be, the butterflies, and...
That's all there.
I'm sure you get it too.
That's healthy.
Yeah, right. Motivator.
That's healthy.
That's like fear is a
That's energy.
motivator. Exactly. Anxiety is a motivator. All these energy-based things.
If you're not feeling all of that, you are not present.
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You got to be feeling those things.
I'm
So
with you.
anyway, so I got noticed and ended up playing a very, very important early gig with some really big people. And then, you know, like anything else, that disappeared. That was over. And that's a story that I put in my notebook.
In these gigs, were you the only? Were you the solos?
No, there was another horn player, like a trumpet player or a trombone player or something, like a section. But I was there to solo.
To the sax.
And
Because I've seen you play other instruments, which you're so talented, so accomplished. So I just
thank
wanted
you.
to
Thank you.
clarify what.
Yeah,
you
I
were
was
doing
playing.
at that point.
I hadn't even touched a piano yet.
Really.
Yeah, I didn't start playing piano until I was an adult.
You're beautiful with on the ivory too.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
So then I get a call back from the Elton thing, not knowing what it is, and it was just, you know, a voice on the phone saying, yeah, we booked you. Be at this sound stage tomorrow under the Brooklyn Bridge. I can't even remember where it was, but I know that I bummed a ride, and I didn't have a car, and I bummed a ride, and I got there and we did a bunch of filming for TV. So it was a big deal.
Oh, I should say
for
so.
that time. It was a big deal in terms of money, putting some money in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a big deal in terms of a resume builder. And it was the foray into show up early, leave late, and learn everyone's parts on every instrument, which has been my mantra my whole career.
It's become your forte.
Well, what I found was it's something I like to do anyway.
Yeah.
I love to practice. I love to shed things out.
Well, it sounds like you like to collaborate and help people, and you're a server, and we see that in you. You're very humble.
But thank you. But I like to nerd out by myself and work on things.
Mm-hmm.
I just like to. Mm-hmm. And so I found that, listen, there are going to be times when somebody's late or somebody's sick.
Right.
Or something terrible happens and someone just physically can't be in the room. Somebody's got to play that part. I got it. So what that came into was, this is a currency. This is a currency because
wow,
if I can cover all the keyboards, I can cover the background vocals, whether they're lower, unison, or higher. That's another job. If I'm a saxophone soloist, it can be sax, flute, or clarinet if it's a more of a show type thing.
I love it when you hit the clarinet.
Then that's fine.
Clarinet's beautiful.
That's fine. And then, when it came time for because I grew up loving blues, the harmonica thing was always there. And then so when Supertramp came around, it was just like, yeah, I got you. So those kind of things, that loving something, loving to work at something, turn into a currency for it. Mm-hmm. Because if you're the artist and you're looking and you have a budget, because listen, everything has a budget, realistically. Mm-hmm. And you can hire one person that legitimately can do 3 people's jobs. That's one hotel room. That's one flight. Yeah. And I'm double scale.
It's money in the bank.
And I'm double scale. So you pay me for 2 people, but I'm saving you money on every meal, on every flight, on every hotel room, on every piece of luggage.
It's huge.
Uh-huh.
Right? I mean,
so like that whole early New York thing, and this is another thing, after living in Los Angeles for a long time, I realized that there's an attitude and a healthy competitive vibe that comes out of being an East Coaster, especially being in the metropolitan area.
More aggressive than the West Coast?
So much more aggressive.
Yeah.
Now, not aggressive negatively.
Right.
Just aggressive, like all bets are off. I love you. I love hanging out with you, but I need you to know I'm taking this job.
Right. Right.
Like I'm taking this job. no hard feelings.
That's it.
You know, I'm not going to snake you. I'm not going to do anything underhanded. I'm just going to be the right person for this gig.
The best man takes it, or best man or woman, right?
That's it. It's not ego.
No.
It's not. It's just, it's positive, forward thinking, and hard work.
Mm-hmm. The competitiveness driving you, is that something that is focused, or does that just naturally come to you in your music?
No, I don't. No, listen, I second guess myself all the time.
Plus, your inner critic. We all got that going.
I am never good enough for where I want to be, ever. And that's my thing. It's nobody else. I'm never comfortable, ever. I'm always feeling like I'm one step behind the play.
Always being uncomfortable, getting comfortable.
Someday I'm going to get comfortable, and I'm probably going to hate it.
Well, I'm just going to say, you know, that's another different conversation there for sure.
No, there are nights that are just like everything changes, man. My 20s.
Well, we're always changing.
Yes, and that's, you know, it never ceases to amaze me that people that more of a philosophy, I mean, even just in this country, is that the one thing that is guaranteed before death and taxes is change.
Yes.
Everything. So we need to just embrace it more and be open to it. Everything changes. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. Unfortunately, sometimes it is, but it's a good thing. And I love where things are now. I still want to be better. I think I should be a better player. But I'm enjoying myself more now because I was just so work obsessed for so long that now I'm...
Well, you had urgency, extreme urgency at that point.
Well, some people have this inner thing that I'm not going to have another chance. There's not going to be another one.
Right.
This is going to be the last one. I don't know. I don't know where the next one's coming from. I gotta, you know.
Well, true, we don't.
And that's just a thing. But with evolution and maturity comes the realization that everything's going to be fine.
Absolutely.
It's going to be fine. So settle down and smell the roses.
That's why we embrace the change, to your point. The other thing we talk a lot about in the core is that, hey, listen, all human beings have a lot of things in common. One, most particularly, is change. Why is that? Because of time. What's time do? Changes. Which way does it go? Forward. Get it, everybody? Keep going with it.
Yes.
Go forward. Don't cycle back.
Absolutely.
You know, don't sit there and think you're going to, you know, predict the future or pontificate, get caught in that's wasted energy too. You have been able to take it all in your own way and find your ability to concentrate so much and find your desire that it just all flows natural, at least from us looking at it, Michael. This is why having you on here is really fabulous and you unwinding it for us.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's very special.
It's it sure is a process, but I think a lot of it has to do with well, actually, I know it does, because the way the world works, it has to do with your interpersonal relationships and the way that you meet people, respond, react, and come away from them. If you leave a really good, really honest first impression, you're going to talk again. Yeah. And what I've found is, and I've said this for a long time because I realized it like through those early gigs. You can be, and I'll use Yo-Yo Ma as just an example, not as a person, because he's a wonderful person, but you can be the best of the best of the best player, the number one most technically proficient, amazing player.
Do we always want to be the number one?
But that number one guy is awful to hang around. He's just a dick. No one wants to be around him or her. You want to be.
There's a target on the back.
You want to be the other person that's really just as good.
I'm with you.
But when you walk into a room, everybody goes, "Hey, you're on the gig." Ah, that's who you want to be. You want to walk into a room and have everybody be like, "Oh, I'm so relieved."
Right.
Now we can relax, because the trick to touring is to be invisible.
Mm.
You live in hotels, on stage, on airplanes, and in tour buses with up to, well, depending on the size of the tour, up to a couple hundred people.
And that's it, right? You guys stay insulated
Oh,
like that the
you're
whole time.
insulated all day, every day with this crew. Of course you go out, but you're with this group of people every day behind ropes where security is not letting people in. You are working, eating, sleeping, functioning, partying. You're living in this group of people for up to years.
It's your own little commune in a way.
It is, but remember, you didn't choose these people.
Right.
So there are going to be plenty of people that you have friction with.
You're going to have rub.
You just
Definitely
don't.
going to rub.
So what you do is you just have just a flowing idea that I am invisible to everyone unless I can help.
That's phenomenal.
You don't notice me unless I'm bringing something good to the table. I'm not going to stand out because I'm hungry or I'm tired or someone in my family passed or anything negative. Leave it. Leave it in your hotel room. People paid their hard-earned money to come out and hear you perform. Leave it at home. You're sick, get over it.
Wow.
Just leave whatever's dragging you down home and work it out. And when you're around it, and you're going to get a call back and show up on stage. It's number one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You got to play. But if you can incorporate those things, those ideas into your daily life, I'm not talking about being on tour. I'm talking about going to work every day.
Yeah.
Listen,
yes.
man.
I'm glad you've gone there.
Not every gig is a great gig.
Right.
That's what makes the great days great days.
Well, there's growth in that, right?
Yes. Work is work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Practice is not supposed to be fun.
Right.
You're not supposed to enjoy it. You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to practice things that you suck at.
I've been pouring mine in my.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
You're supposed to work on things that you're terrible at. You're not supposed to go into practice and play your best lick. That's the biggest problem with working on things is going to your strong suit because you want to sound good. No, you're supposed to sound awful. My neighbors.
Well, why? Why is that?
Because you have to work on the things that you're not proficient at.
You love it.
So I mean, I would think what's funny is I think of my neighbors in my new place, because the last place in Red Bank that I was in for 21 years, my recording studio was subterranean.
Oh, yeah.
No one could hear me. No one.
Right.
I just had a neighbor come up to me the other day and ask me if I'm a musician because he hears piano and singing and saxophone, and I'm like, oh shit, they can hear me because I'm not practicing things that sound good. I'm working on like exercises all the time that are incredibly annoying. Like I sound like a beginner because I'm working on things that I'm not good at.
So what are you doing? Are you trying to find another sound in your repertoire, or
No, I'm just working on my sound. I'm working on like what I've been working on lately is altissimo is the top register of the saxophone, which can become a really creative personal thing. And it's really, it takes time to get it under your hands. And I mean, I've got it under my hands, but I'm trying to move into a new, more evolved way of playing, which is less muscular effort and more chill, more flow, which is, I guess, what's supposed to happen as you get older is you're supposed to relax and use your brains
or
a
wisdom.
little more than your brawn.
Call a little more wisdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you already had the muscle memory already built into you in every which way.
It's
That's
just
why
working
so
on a new.
that
It's working on a new skill, but also combining it with your emotions, so that when I'm not in my studio working and I'm actually on stage in front of people, I can call up that emotion and relax through it, and not have to overdo it and fight for it. Right. Which is a thing that every musician does. Well, at least saxophone players do. They try to force it out, and it's like panic playing.
Right.
And that's what I'm just I don't need to do that anymore.
That becomes noise, the panic playing of it. If I
It
may,
becomes noise, and you can hurt yourself.
Oh,
Like
really?
you can just strain and
Right.
you bite through your lip, you overdo it, you blow out a muscle in your neck.
Sure.
It's a thing. You're just constantly forcing air out. It's
Do you think having been an athlete helped you precipitate so quickly into your understanding?
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. Understanding and enjoying competitive sport
Yeah.
translates 100% into entertainment.
Yes. Wild, isn't it?
And work ethic.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It's just like this thing is not going to teach itself. It's not going to learn itself. It's not going to play itself. It's you got to get up there, but it's also about another thing that goes along with like being, at least for me, I don't want to go out and see a performer, even though the performer is technically amazing. I don't want to see him stare at their shoes.
Right.
I want to be entertained. I want to know about your story. I want the storyteller. I want
through your music, through your instrument.
Well, through your instrument, but also from the performer. Like I want to hear about you. I want to know about you. Like what led up to this.
Right.
You know,
Personalize it. Bring the community and make it more of a community. You're very good about making it in a community. Look what you did at Jamie's. Look what you've done with Kirk here and there. I mean, all through it. So let's go a little further. So the Elton John thing happened, et cetera. You went out. You're out in California. Anything trigger more vivacious understanding for you?
That was a whole different thing. When I finished the Virginia thing, we got signed to Mercury Records. It was a great band, like local band that signed with Dave Matthews Management right after he had become a big deal.
Just rolls right off your tongue here.
We toured for years, a couple years. This is in your 20s when you're in a tour bus with a bunch of your buddies traveling around the country playing concerts. There's nothing better that I can imagine than traveling around with your team playing games.
We all assume so that aren't in there, but we often have to ask a question, is it so true? And you hear more and more of, the traveling musician who's done it and said, yeah, you find your way, you find your camaraderie, you find to get around the rub and other things.
Yeah, and you learn how to live with other people.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Listen, you get in a stinky van with a bunch of your buddies and you go and play bar, club, and theater gigs all over the country for all sorts of people, for all sorts of money. And it's
you play a troubadour?
It's usually not good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, all those iconic places I've been in and out. I just visualize.
Yeah. I feel like it's funny. I feel like I was born a little late because throughout my whole 20s and early 30s, I was playing with people who were 30, 40 years my senior.
That helped.
It helped a lot.
Yeah.
Because I think I learned a lot about business and people.
Sure.
But I also had my fun gigs with the touring bands, and it was that readied me for being, I guess, for being the business person and the artist that I wanted to become. Because it's funny, I never ever wanted to be in a band. Never wanted to be in a band, and I'll still say it. I've never wanted to be a part of a band that got famous. I always wanted to be an independent contractor, independent artist with another artist.
And you are. I've
created been my whole life.
Yeah, I see that.
It's been really interesting.
I mean, some calling for us as non-musicians, wanting to be at least going and listening to you guys play live, knowing that you are also going in studios with how do you refer to some of the top musicians in the world? What do you call them? The best of the best? Or,
I just call them,
musicians?
Popular artists.
Right. So you've been in the studio with many, many popular artists.
Yeah.
And on stage.
Yeah.
And you're very humble about it. You don't mention them.
That's been great. I mean, listen, the funny thing is that, and my mother's funny voice always rings in my ears, because when I was like, 17, 18, 19, 20, she's like, you're going to have to, she doesn't talk like that. You're going to have to play a lot of gigs for nothing.
Right.
And they didn't know anything about music. My dad was a chemist. My mom wrote securities code.
Wow.
Like she was I think she was a spy, actually. I'm not even sure who she was, because she went from being like mom, homemaker, then she went and took a computer course when it was Kane College.
Yeah.
And a year later, she was like writing code for Smith Barney. It
Whoa.
was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, she must have been gifted.
She
You
just
don't learn that quickly.
She just left. She just left home.
Massive.
And was in the city every day for 20 years writing.
But
But she was just like, you're gonna have to work for nothing if you think you want to do this.
Right.
And I'm just like, I hate the way that sounds. And all right, I'm gonna find my own way. And I found my own way.
That's beautiful.
And it was show up early, stay late, and learn everything.
That's all it is. It's the basics, right?
Because I also think that shows the people that are around you that you really respect them and you respect the gig.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, you're honoring. You're honoring by being there and making it better if you can, collaborating. You know, there's so much of it going on. Let's touch on the Michael Jackson tour, if you don't mind.
No, that was incredible.
Because I know, again, you're so humble, and I cherish you for it, Michael. And again, I've been watching you for, I don't know how many years now, 30 years? I don't know what it's been, but it's been a long time.
Thank you.
And it's been, having you here has really got me going. I can have you here for hours.
Thanks.
Particularly the way you are. But if you could unwind that.
Well, we'll do a little timeline.
Yeah.
So the funny thing about I'll call myself a sideman, because I'm a sideman.
Yeah.
I really never wanted to be
1099 freelance, whatever you want to say. You
I wanted to be the featured soloist, because I wanted my space to bring what I bring to the table, but the artist is obviously going to be who that artist is. So anyway, so the 20s go through, do this Virginia thing. I move to DC from Virginia because I decide that I am merely a saxophonist, keyboardist, and singer. And I need to diversify. So I sell my motorcycle to one of the roadies, and I go to Pro Tools school. I think this is the way forward. I need to learn how to produce records and to produce music. Smartest thing I ever did. Went to Pro Tools school, got that under my belt, and then I get a phone call from Comedy Central. I leave DC, I get in a car, Comedy Central brings us out to LA, and I become the band leader and like the Paul Schaefer of the Chris Wilde Show, a new comedy block. It was Dave Chappelle, Dave Attell, and Chris Wilde.
Well, it was quite a trio.
So it was great.
Yeah.
It was great. 3 young comics, obviously Chappelle and Dave Attell is just one of the best stand-ups I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And Chris Wilde was the kid right out of college.
It's amazing how it was coming to you, all these names that, were just coming into your world, or you were going into their world.
But they were also nobody then. They weren't big stars. Right. I mean, Dave Chappelle was probably the biggest out of all of them.
Right.
But these were just up and coming comics who were given shots. Dave Chappelle changed the world.
Right.
But so we did the show. We shot at KTLA in front of a live studio audience. I did that for a while. I wrote every cue because back then cable television would not pay. Comedy Central wouldn't pay for licensing other music, so I couldn't do covers. Every Tonight Show band does cover songs. We couldn't do any covers, so I had to write every cue.
Whoa!
It was the most challenging thing I ever did.
It's a lot of work.
So we move on from that. That went on. I did that for a couple of years, and then I started touring with Keiko Matsui. But before that gig, I got a call from the musical director of Justin Timberlake because I hedged a bet. And I think I told him this. As a very good friend. I mean, we've been friends for 30 years now. But I told him how I kind of set him up. Where I had read Keyboard Magazine. It's the Justin Timberlake tour, Justified tour, the biggest tour in sync. It was just finishing up, and this kid's about to go out solo. And I'm like, I need to get on that tour. I loved the music. I loved pop music. I loved what this musical director was doing arranging-wise. I loved it. So what I did was I was on tour with Keiko, and I knew this guy lived in Orlando, Florida. So I was in Jacksonville doing the jazz festival. So I find a way to get his info. I send him an email, and I go, hey, man, listen, Michael Ghegan here. I know he doesn't know who I am, but he doesn't know that. And I go, I'm going to be in Jacksonville headlining the Jazz Festival. I love what you do musically. I love your direction. I love your arrangements. Would love to hook up. Let me know if we can, I can always pop through Orlando and grab a cup of coffee or something. I'd love to catch up. Send that out. And I'm like, I'm never going to get a hit back. A couple weeks go by, I don't hear anything. Finally on the way to Jacksonville, I send him a follow-up. He gets back to me. He gets back. Now, he's never seen me, never heard me, no idea who I am because we're not on Instagram. We're not on Facebook yet.
Right.
This is all word of mouth.
Right.
So he's like, yeah, man, you're going to be in Orlando? And I'm like, yep. I'm not going to be in Orlando, but I can be in Orlando.
Yeah.
So he's just like, yeah, man, why don't you come through Orlando and we'll get together. We get together. It just happens that the sax player had to drop out. And he just wanted to meet me and see me physically. Never heard me play a note. We became fast friends. And he's like, you're on. But I never.
Is that a hot seat for you, or is that just a natural, baby, I'm going to rock this? This is right
I've
my
been
alley.
doing that since I was 18 years old.
There is no hot seat
because
for
there
you.
was no email then. Email started when I was about 25. As soon as I had email, every single gig, product that I represent, anything that I work on, I manifest that idea and I send out feelers to possibly make it happen in the best, most positive possible way.
Kind of like teasers.
Listen, we're never going to get together if I don't put it out there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know who I am, but I know what I can do for you.
Right.
I know what I can do for your show. I know what I can do for your record. I know what I can do for that brand of saxophone you just put out. I want to have that new keyboard that you just put out on stage in front of all these people.
Fabulous.
And it's a symbiosis.
Mm-hmm.
It's a symbiotic relationship. But things like that. But like this guy, Kevin, he's the musical director for Justin, Backstreet Boys, Madonna,
Woo!
Rihanna,
Whoa.
Michael Jackson.
Holy cow.
Like, he's the guy. And I got in early because I sent him 2 emails.
Just by being you.
I sent him 2 emails. But you know what I didn't do? And I purposely didn't. I didn't ask him for anything.
Yeah.
Because I knew that these kind of guys who can be kingmakers,
Sure.
all people do is ask them for things.
Right.
I didn't ask him for anything. I was just like, would love to get together. Let me buy you a cup of coffee. Let's get together for a beer.
And just showed up and being yourself, your authentic,
I would love
raw
to
self.
love to talk about I would love to hear about your musical design of the show. I absolutely love your arrangements, man. I could, pinpoint everything about it. And I'm going to be rolling through town on this, headlining this tour. So he's just like, well, I know Keiko Matsui. I mean, if this guy's the, and his father was also the saxophone player in On the Dark Side. Whoa, yeah. I'm just having a moment.
Sorry, you're tripping. That's all right.
John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band.
Oh, wow.
His father was Tunes.
Good recall on that one.
Yeah. So he had a very big proclivity for saxophonists, and because of his dad.
Sure.
So then I do the Justin gig. That opens up so many doors.
That was the one?
That opens up so many doors because now people are posting photos on MySpace and then Facebook. So that's just a huge, but everything's still word of mouth. Still no Instagram world. Nothing's instant.
Right.
And then a bunch of things happen in between. Oh, Cirque du Soleil calls. Right after Justin, Cirque du Soleil cold calls me. I didn't even know anyone in the organization. I'm sitting on the beach at Donovan's having a cocktail with my girlfriend at the time, and my phone rings, and this heavy French Canadian accent. Hey, Michael, maybe you can come to Montreal next week. We are doing this tour, and it starts very soon. You can maybe the clavier, a saxo, and I'm just like, and I'm like, ha ha, and I hang up because I think it's one of my friends pranking me.
Oh, shit.
I'm not kidding.
Really?
Like I remember, I remember my little blue Nokia phone. I'm drinking a vodka and cranberry
Oh my gosh.
in the
Remember?
sun, enjoying myself, and
Right.
the phone rings 2 seconds later. Hey, Michael, maybe there is some problem. And I'm like, oh, you're not kidding. He goes, no, I'm not kidding.
Wow.
And I was in Montreal like 4 days later.
Wow.
And I came back 2 years later.
Really? What'd you have
I
going
went
up
to
there?
Cirque Du Soleil. They had a touring arena show, and they put me in a room for a week, and I sat in a room for a week by myself memorizing the show.
Were you producing the music?
No, the music was already. They were already on tour.
Yeah.
They were starting a world arena tour.
That's just when it kind of came out, right? I mean, it was big. It became
Cirque du
huge,
Soleil
as
was
you know.
huge, but this was their first foray into doing like the Prudential Center or Madison
Right.
Square Garden. So they set up a world tour of this. Remember how everything was intense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This was their first arena. It was a big one. So I did that for 3 years.
That was in Montreal?
It was all over the world.
Oh, okay.
And so did that. It was fantastic. A whole different world of entertainment, but very, very well put together to the pinpoint where you knew we got given a tour book. I knew my schedule for the whole year. So I could
Wow.
make plans for 8 months from now to go to
Nice.
a wedding, and it wouldn't conflict with anything because they were that scheduled.
They were so tight. What a great model.
So I did that for a couple of years, and then I came home and I chilled out for a minute, and Brian Kirk and I started playing together, we just had the best time ever because all we did was just like Step Brothers. It was just a joke fest on stage, but with some fun music.
Yeah. Great energy you guys have together
and that
for
was
sure.
that was just great. And then I got a call from the musical director, from Justin. Michael Jackson passed. They had 50 shows at the O2 booked, remember?
Wow.
With his band. And they
Right.
put out a documentary called This Is It about it. So what happened was he passes and the world goes into a little bit of a tailspin musically. And John Branca was Michael Jackson's partner. He was and lawyer. And remember, they bought up all those catalogs of music and
Big time.
They had a lot
Beatles, they bought everything,
a lot
didn't
of
they?
power. But remember, the most important thing they had was they had all the masters to everything Michael Jackson. So Guy Laliberté, the owner of Cirque du Soleil, gets on the phone because he's just such a maverick. He's such a poker player. He calls up John Branca and he goes, okay, this is tragic. I'm very sorry about the loss of your friend and your partner, very obviously, but we have an opportunity here. Let's do a tribute show to Michael.
Ooh.
We'll call it Immortal.
Ooh.
And no one is going to play Michael.
Interesting.
What they did was they took all the video footage from all his iconic, remember, his videos changed the world
Absolutely.
with Thriller.
Every other, if not
It was
everyone.
a movie. The world stopped the day Thriller came out.
Yeah.
Like businesses stopped, schools stopped. They rolled TVs into classrooms to watch Thriller.
Entertainment became more of a, not just entertainment, but more of a lifestyle, a life understanding. What is this?
Mm-hmm. It was that and Billie Jean and everything. So this guy, he was beyond an icon. Also one of the most peculiar individuals.
Sure.
So Guy Laliberté says, let's do this. And what they do is they fashion a show with all the original video. They get all of the best dancers in the world. They got Michael's costume designers.
Ooh.
They got Michael's original band.
Wow.
Greg Fillinganes on keyboards. Sugarfoot Moffett on drums. Don Boyette on... It was Michael's band. And I got a call to play saxophone.
That's fabulous stuff.
We did the numbers that came out. I did it for three and a half years.
Wow.
We did 1 million people, 500 shows, 75 countries,
Holy
170 cities.
Oh, my Lord.
We had 18 trucks.
In 3.5 years?
We had 18 18 wheelers on that tour.
Oh my gosh.
It was
You guys were packed in.
it was incredible. It was a moving city.
And for that moving city to be able to go and anchor and deliver top shelf performances.
I'm trying to remember. I'm funny. The road cases I was telling you about are from that tour.
One off camera. Yeah.
The precision. It's like Taylor's Eras tour or any of her tours or U2 or Stones.
Sure.
But it's more because you're flying 50 people all over the place, and you've got acrobats and dancers and costume changes and
different types of people in every way.
But what they did was they had a stage above the stage, and the band was on the stage above, and we played a live concert. Here's the rub. Was because John had the masters to all of Michael Jackson's tunes, they soloed Michael's vocal, and we played a concert to Michael's solo vocal every night.
Got it.
And it was unlike anything I'd ever sonically heard in my life. The first 11 shows that I played, I openly broke down during Human Nature. Because of the video, the choreography, and when you hear his soloed vocal for the first time without any music, it's unlike anything you've ever heard. It's unlike any, and I just wept the first 11 show. I'll never forget, it was just part of my experience. But the trumpet player who I was paired with, who became just my brother, his name's Keon Harold. He's a Grammy-winning trumpet. He's a genius. But, that was my partner in crime on stage. My first night when I played the show and this happened, he's just like, I know, man. I know. It's heavy.
Only you guys can really experience that.
It was just incredible.
I mean, that's something that comes in so deep that, sharing that is going to be a different experience as soon as it starts to come out.
Yeah.
Because that's part of your soul. That's part of your spirituality, man. You got it all working in that moment.
Yep. Yeah.
And tears are interesting because there's a few things going on there, but one of them is a sign things are moving on. We're moving on. The acceptance of it,
Yeah.
And all. And it must have been in that moment where you're like, holy cow, here, we did it, we're doing it.
Oh, it was also gratitude.
Yeah.
I was so grateful to be there. Mm-hmm. And just so overwhelmed to be there. Yeah. With all these the top artists.
Yes.
Everybody works so hard to get there. And if you can't be in that moment saying thank you, then you're not doing it right.
So let me go there for a little bit, Michael. We're inching up on time, but that's okay. When you say that, what's it take for someone like Mick Jagger, these guys have been playing for 60 some odd years, to stay on top of their game? I mean, you're in it. I mean, you're right there. So I think it's fair to ask you that question. How do people like yourself and, the stars like yourself are able to maintain the energy, the ability to keep creating, the ability to keep being empathetic to what is needed in the world around you, and you're co-collaborating with your fellow musicians and what the audience wants to hear? Mm-hmm. How is that?
I think my sensible answer to that is you don't do that unless you really love it.
Passion.
First and foremost.
Is it purpose and passion?
It's purpose and passion, but it's respect for the thing that you're doing. Whether it's music for me, whether it's masonry for the mason, build a straight wall. It's got your name on it. Do it right. You don't want to walk away from a project you didn't do well.
That's right.
I think it really comes down to, because I like to think of things globally. I don't like to think of things in a microcosm of what I do musically. It goes into everything that I do.
Right.
It's not obsessive compulsive. It's not, I have my moments of wanting things to be perfect.
Sure.
But you also got to realize that the most beautiful moments are chaotic.
They are, aren't they?
The most beautiful moments have a good element of chaos to them.
Definitely. And I like to put it this way too. In the middle of chaos is calm. You know, and when we can find that ability to go in there and let the noise do its noise, it's going to do it.
Yeah.
And we're going to move forward again. It's that ability to settle and understand and tap into ourselves the way that you have so highly successful have. I mean, and you're going to keep doing it. You know, that's part of the beauty, right? It's part of who you are.
Absolutely. Well, it's funny. I just, I've never really wanted to, but I got a bug in my brain in the last couple weeks, and I just put together a band. I've never had a band before, and I want a band. Great. So I just came up with an idea. I just posted it right before I came to meet you and the guys. April 23rd, Thursday, I'm going to do a show at Buenos Aires, at my buddy Chris's place.
Chris.
I'm just going to do a dinner show with these.
Are you going to do it upstairs?
I'm going to do it downstairs in the back.
Okay. Yep.
But I put together a great show for like a dinner and dancing show.
Sure.
But all the songs I love, but I'm going to do them as if they were coming out of Motown.
Really nice.
Yeah. All the like cover songs of all different art that you would hear in like the bars and the clubs, songs we all know, but I'm going to do it as if it was like Berry Gordy, kind of
with
different.
a touch of a Ghegan class.
Yeah. with the way I would do it. Right. Something a little different, something a little off.
So I want to tag on to that because we reconnected recently down at the Driftwood Tiki Bar when it was a disco.
Oh.
And you were doing
house music.
It was fabulous. I've never seen you do that before.
That is 90% of what I'm doing these days.
Really? So you can just go in there, roll in there, and mix it like that, no problem.
I saw this coming down.
Because it was a DJ.
It was a DJ. And I saw this coming down the pike about 10 years ago. I played, you're familiar with Burning Man?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I was at Burning Man. Actually, left the Michael Jackson tour, went to Burning Man, brought my sax, because I knew that the DJ culture was really starting to blow up.
It was holding it.
And played a few great hits there with new people. Did a lot of handshaking, met a lot of new friends.
Sure.
And then when I got back to New York, I realized that there was this whole burner culture there. And these guys get together a couple nights a week for DJ events. And I didn't want to get in my car and drive an hour each way to not get paid.
Right.
Especially in my 40s. But I love the music, and nobody else was doing it the way I was doing it, or the way I was looking at it. Because I knew how I wanted it to be, and I knew that if I just kept showing up, that it was going to be the way I wanted it.
There's that never give up. Keep showing up, and
I'm going to keep showing up until it's the way you want it to sound. And you know what? It sounds exactly how I want it to sound now.
Awesome.
And that's why it's 90% of my shows now, all over the world.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
All over the world.
So, Michael, just a couple more questions here while we unwind it. And I appreciate your time and your energy. You've been fabulous. You're so raw and authentic.
Best part of my day.
It's a beautiful thing when you're raw and authentic, Michael. And I can see it on stage too. But anyway, being in the sound studios, creating or live, where does that go for you?
Live.
Yeah, live. Why? You've already said a lot of it.
Because you can't redo it.
Oh, there you go.
You get one shot.
That's what really turns you on.
Oh yeah, one shot.
Yeah.
You know.
That's great.
You know, you can throw 5 pitches until either walks or strikes out.
Mm-hmm. Back to your baseball.
Well,
metaphors.
it's I mean, get it done. And there's an element to being in the moment live where it's just you and your wits. Mm. And the way you feel. Listen, there are some nights that I go up to play and I don't have it. I don't feel like
biorhythms off or whatever.
I don't feel like I have it. I feel introverted. Yeah. I'm not funny. I can't tell any of my my quips. I don't have good comebacks.
Sure.
I mean, that's just life.
Yeah.
That's what makes you figure out where your headspace works.
It's growth.
Like, figure yourself out before you go out and do it in front of other people, but don't stop doing it. And not every night's going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we certainly enjoy it. I'll tell you that when you're up there doing it, get everyone moving.
But listen, it's just something, and I'm just so honored to be a part of, and that I get to do, and that I love to do. I'm sure the people that are really close to me are just like, oh, he's never going to get out of his own head. He's never going to think that he's practiced enough, or he's never going to feel prepared.
Right.
But that's my personality.
Yeah.
You know, that's my take on it.
I think that makes the best of us, however we want that.
Yeah.
And you've chosen that path.
Yeah.
I think that's very honorable and awesome.
Thank you.
Sure.
What a pleasure.
Yeah,
Great spending time with you.
Yeah, oh, and you too, Michael. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. So just one last question. As you know, the world is in a very tumultuous place right now. A lot of controversy, a lot of transition, a lot of transformation going on. And, you know, your life has just been filled with so many beautiful things, and talk about transition and transformation. Anyway, you're a white sheet right now, blank piece of paper. What would Michael Ghegan like to see happen to the world as it is today?
Yeah, it's
not one answer. Remember, we're multi.
No, that's a quagmire. I think everybody needs to take a breath and realize that first and foremost, before you even bring up a topic to get hot about, that everyone is a little overheated. Everyone is on edge. And that is somewhat by design from other people. And don't get baited. Don't get baited into other people wanting to bait you into something, because what you're doing is fine. And if you take a step back and take a breath and take a pause and actually don't say anything, that situation will change. Everyone is talking so fast and everyone is so reactive right now that no one's listening.
Exactly. There's a difference between hearing and listening, and that choice or conscious choice.
Yeah.
So we're leaking on the conscious choice, quick knee-jerk reaction choice.
Yeah.
So
take a beat. Everyone's trying to be right. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you're right. It matters if you're kind and you're honest. Because at the end of the day, you got to go to sleep with yourself. And the next day when you wake up, are you proud of yourself for being a decent human being and being honest? That's pretty much it.
Kind of simple and basic to our core, isn't it?
It's human nature, man. Nothing's changed.
Yes.
It's because these days it's really about winning and being right. But here's the thing. We're not talking about whether 2 and 2 is 4. We're talking about people's opinions and feelings.
Yes.
I will never, ever have the right to tell another person that their feelings are wrong. I don't have that right or ability. But we've got a lot of problems with fact-checking right now.
Right.
So if everybody would just take a step back and just not have to fight every battle, I think everybody would chill out a little bit.
Yeah. Very well said. I appreciate it. No more forcing.
Or get in the room and practice.
Yes. There we go. Well said.
Let's go work on your scales. Stop arguing.
That's it. Michael, you're beautiful.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Coming
I love
on
it here.
Oh, it's been a blast.
So peaceful.
For you, yes. It's a nice studio here, and we will give thanks to Rec Productions for having us.
Absolutely.
But again, you really unwound very nicely for us, and appreciate your authenticity and your rawness, and your journey's fabulous. And we know you're going to keep on going, bud. We know it. We're here to support you.
Looking forward to a lot more.
All right, at that. So as we mentioned, Rec Production, thank you very much. Also, Alex Fabio is our partner here in the podcast. And I just want to say, Alex and his wife just had a new baby girl.
Hey,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Rosalia is in the world now 2 days.
Fantastic.
So isn't that
Ooh,
fabulous?
No
So-
sleep till Brooklyn.
No, not for them, but they're a beautiful young couple, and congratulations to them. So, audience, I know you enjoyed every bit of this. We go on and on with Michael, and one day Michael will come back, I hope.
Absolutely.
We'd love for you to do that, Michael.
Thank you.
So with that, everyone, remember, whatever platform you're on, like, subscribe, comment. We really appreciate all that. And we'll leave you with this. Remember, your mind is your power. Stay empowered.